Do you think you have a grasp on airport security? Think again. While many travelers aim to breeze through checkpoints without misplacing their water bottles or boarding passes, a whole world of concealed guidelines, undisclosed procedures, and behind-the-scenes activities exists that typical flyers never witness. From hidden protocols to discreet techniques used by TSA agents to identify high-risk passengers, airport security is brimming with secrets they prefer to keep from you. In this video, we're unveiling the insider information that most travelers are oblivious to. If you've ever wondered why you were chosen for extra screening, or how some passengers sail through while others face long delays, or what those unusual codes on your boarding pass signify, you're in the right spot. Before we embark, remember to subscribe to Travel Tactics. Join thousands of travelers enhancing their knowledge with each journey. Let's explore the secrets of airport security they wish to keep hidden. Chapter 1 discusses the real rationale behind random screenings. Have you ever been pulled aside unexpectedly? Though it may seem random, the truth is that it seldom is. Advanced algorithms assess your profile based on various criteria, like one-way tickets, last-minute purchases, cash transactions, and even your behavior in line. That random selection might be the outcome of predictive profiling. TSA agents are trained to recognize behavioral indicators that could suggest nervousness or deception, such as avoiding eye contact, fidgeting, or frequently scanning your environment. Chapter 2 touches on the concealed meaning of SSS on your boarding pass. If you've spotted SSS stamped on your boarding pass, you've been flagged for secondary security screening selection. This entails undergoing an enhanced screening process, often featuring a thorough pat-down, explosive swabbing, and a detailed search of your carry-on. Reasons for receiving SSS include booking a one-way international ticket, making cash payments, or flying from a country deemed high-risk. The most frustrating aspect is that you typically won't be aware you've been flagged until printing your boarding pass or when you arrive at the checkpoint. Chapter 3 reveals the filthy tray secret. The plastic bins you use to convey your belongings through the scanner are among the dirtiest surfaces at the airport. Research at Helsinki Airport has shown that these security trays harbor more viruses than toilet handles. With thousands of people touching them daily and infrequent sanitation, experts recommend placing a tissue or your own travel pouch under your phone, glasses, or passport, and applying hand sanitizer immediately after clearing security. Chapter 4 examines the backscatter scanner controversy. The full-body scanners you walk through are more than mere metal detectors. Two scanner types exist: millimeter wave and backscatter scanners. The latter, largely phased out, utilized low-dose X-rays and ignited considerable debate due to privacy issues and radiation dangers. While modern scanners are viewed as safe and effective, you can opt out legally and ask for a manual pat-down, even though this might lead to delays or further scrutiny. Chapter 5 highlights the secret passenger watch lists. The no-fly list represents just the tip of the iceberg. Numerous watch lists are kept by various security agencies. Some target known threats, while others are more ambiguous, focusing on individuals for surveillance instead of restriction. You could find yourself flagged without your knowledge merely for visiting specific countries or having a name resembling someone being investigated. Once flagged, you might face repeated delays, SSS screenings, or even outright denial of boarding. Chapter 6 discusses the purpose of K9 units. Those adorable dogs you see sniffing luggage aren't solely there for drug detection. Many are trained to identify explosives, firearms, and even biological threats. What's less commonly understood is that some K9 units are used to assess passengers' emotional reactions. If a dog is trained to sense adrenaline or cortisol levels, it may alert handlers to individuals exhibiting unusual stress, which could lead to further screening, even in the absence of illegal items. Chapter 7 clarifies that liquid rules aren't solely terrorism-related anymore. We've all had to discard a water bottle at security, but the 3.4 ounces liquid rule originated in 2006 due to a particular terror plot. This ban persists, not necessarily because of active threats, but because a blanket rule is easier to enforce than testing each liquid individually. Advanced scanning technology in select airports might eventually eliminate this rule, but for the time being, it remains standard, even though the original threat has faded. Chapter 8 differentiates between TSA PreCheck and Clear. Many travelers mistakenly believe TSA PreCheck and Clear provide identical advantages, but they actually serve different purposes. PreCheck is a government initiative allowing low-risk travelers to experience a quicker screening process, which includes keeping shoes on and laptops in bags. Clear, as a private organization, accelerates the identity verification process using biometric scans, but standard screening still applies unless you also possess pre-check status. Having both can expedite your journey, but don't assume that clear alone allows you to bypass the line. Chapter 9 discusses surveillance prior to reaching the checkpoint. Facial recognition, gait analysis, and advanced CCTV systems often track passenger behavior well before you present your boarding pass. Some airports utilize AI technology that observes how you navigate through terminals, how long you linger, and whether your conduct fits a suspicious profile. This indicates that security begins when you enter the airport, not just when you remove your laptop. Chapter 10 explains the significance of the red light on the scanner. Ever wondered about the colors displayed on the scanner screens? When your bag goes through the X-ray machine, it's color-coded for swift identification. Organic materials show in orange, metals in blue or black, and plastics in green. However, if something appears too dense or layered, the operator receives a red warning signal, triggering a manual search. Packing efficiently and avoiding clutter can reduce the likelihood of your bag being flagged. Chapter 11 illustrates how officers utilize code words. TSA agents frequently communicate in plain sight through code words or subtle signals. You might hear them say things like Code 5 or Bag Check for Charlie, indicating a flagged item or individual. These phrases are designed to avoid alarming passengers while signaling to colleagues to remain vigilant. If you observe unusual attention directed at your belongings or yourself, it's possible you've activated one of these discreet alerts. Chapter 12 underscores the significance of electronics. Laptops, tablets, and even camera gear undergo scrutiny beyond casual examination. The lithium batteries within these devices present fire hazards yet may also conceal illegal items. TSA uses specialized tools to scan electronics for signs of tampering, false compartments, or explosives. If your laptop has been swabbed, they're likely testing for explosive residue, rather than germs. Chapter 13 advises against joking with security. Even a seemingly harmless joke about bombs or weapons can lead to arrest. The TSA implements a zero-tolerance approach toward what they classify as security theater interference. Any statement that could seem threatening is taken seriously, and you could face fines or jail time. The best strategy? Approach every interaction at the checkpoint with professional decorum. Sarcasm may backfire in this context. Chapter 14 reveals that you can travel with more items than you think if you comprehend the regulations. Most travelers are unaware that they can bring many more items with them if they follow the proper guidelines. Knives, large batteries, and certain tools are frequently permitted in checked baggage. Pepper spray, small lighters, and certain types of alcohol have restrictions but can be brought along as well. By checking the TSA website or utilizing their What Can I Bring? Tool, you may be surprised at what is actually allowed. Chapter 15 indicates TSA's performance issues. Here's a lesser-known fact. Several undercover audits conducted by the Department of Homeland Security have shown that TSA agents failed to identify prohibited items up to 95% of the time. Fake weapons, explosives, and other hazardous items were routinely smuggled through by testers. Although this is concerning, the TSA utilizes these findings to enhance training and protocols, reminding us that the system is not entirely foolproof. Chapter 16 illustrates that screening varies across locations. Not all TSA checkpoints are identical. Smaller airports usually feature outdated technology and fewer officers, while international airports may adhere to entirely different standards. For instance, in some nations, you might pass through various checkpoints, including passport control and secondary screening. Don't assume your experience at one airport applies universally. Always review the specific guidelines at both your departure and arrival airports. Chapter 17 reveals the optimal time to pass through security. Want to bypass long lines and irritable agents? The best times to navigate airport security are usually Tuesday or Wednesday mornings, preferably between 5 a.m. and 7 a.m. Steer clear of Sunday afternoons and Friday evenings, when wait times are the longest and stress levels peak. Many delays and secondary screenings can be indirectly traced to agent fatigue, so aiming for low traffic periods can genuinely aid in expediting your passage. Chapter 18 highlights that TSA agents possess more knowledge than you might expect. You might be shocked to learn that TSA officers receive training in behavioral psychology, crisis negotiation, and counterterrorism strategies. Although they aren't law enforcement officials, many have backgrounds in military or police work. Don't underestimate their insights, they can read behaviors more deeply than you realize. If you hesitate, dodge questions, or exhibit inconsistencies, you may prompt silent scrutiny. Chapter 19 notes that TSA can inspect your checked bags without notifying you. Your checked luggage is always vulnerable to searches. Should TSA open your luggage, they'll leave a note behind. What many people aren't aware of is that the locks on most suitcases, even those approved by TSA, can be easily opened without detection. If you carry valuable items, you might want to store them in your carry-on, use tamper-evident straps, or photograph your belongings beforehand. Chapter 20 emphasizes that you have more rights than you may think. Lastly, keep in mind that even within a high-security setting, you possess rights. You can request a private screening, seek a supervisor, or file a complaint if you believe you've faced mistreatment. Being aware of your rights can better equip you to navigate the process with confidence and help you avoid unnecessary complications. Airport security extends beyond merely taking off your shoes or adhering to the 3.4 ounces liquid rule. It's an intricate system layered with concealed procedures, technology, and human observation. Now that you're aware of these secrets, your perspective on checkpoints will change entirely. If you found this video informative, don't forget to subscribe to Travel Tactics for more travel advice, hacks, and insider insights. Feel free to comment below if you've encountered random screenings or noticed anything unusual at security. If you'd like to support our channel, please hit that super thanks button. It truly helps us keep going. Until next time, travel safe and fly smart.